Hello, YouTube fans. This is TheSkullKlown. It's like probably what time is it? Like, yeah, that's what I thought. Like about 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, I want to talk about right now, as you can see from the title, Nickelodeon and stuff. Some I haven't really talked about Nickelodeon on this channel since what? Hey Honored stuff. I probably talked about it on my other channel, but that got deleted. So you know, let's talk about it here. I am a 90s kid, obviously. I grew up watching Red and Stimpy, Hey Arnold, Cat Dog, the list goes on. Freaking Kablam. Yeah, that's way back. Yeah. If you remember Kablam, oh, oh, we could be friends. Alright. That's way back. Alright. Um remember even back then when Nickelodeon started airing those game shows, like just reruns of it. I remember seeing that as a kid. Just not a lot of it because there were like visions of like, oh yeah, I remember watching it, but like I don't. It's like that. It's like once you see it, you'll be like, oh yeah, I actually do remember that. I didn't watch it a lot, but I do remember glimpses of it because yeah, you know. Mainly because I was mostly going on Nick Jr. I mean, yeah. Is it Nick Jr.? It should be Nick Jr., right? For the kids show, like for toddlers and all that, because I was a kid, obviously. So all of those stuff like Blues Clues and all that shit, the final episode of Blues Clues, yo, that's still to this day, that shit is emotional as fuck. And I heard they're doing really good with the new show, so I'm happy with that. I really am. Why? Because the new generation can look at some of the stuff we actually enjoyed and actually helped us as kids, basically, and evolved us to what we are today, anyway. Mindset wise, anyway, like we careness, basically. And some of these shows, Nickelodeon is bringing back. Like they're bringing back Jimmy Neutron. They're bringing back My Life as a Teenage Robot and shit. They're bringing back these shows, and it's freaking amazing that they're bringing back these shows. And I thought they were gonna have these shows on Netflix. They might have some of the movies on Netflix, but they're gonna have mostly all of them on Paramount, which I'm just like, it makes sense because Nickelodeon and Paramount have been in bed together for years. They've been working together for years. Every time there's like literally a Nickelodeon movie, Paramount makes it. For crying out loud, their favorite child is Rugrats because it makes them money. Money. And the thing is, you would think it would be shit because they cranked that shit up, but it hasn't really been crap, Rugrats, to be quite honest. I mean, they're babies. All you had to do is make them go on adventures. That's really it, you know? And it could be corny and cheesy and all that shit because they're babies. I mean, like, come on, guys. And then if you, I don't know if you guys have seen the new trailer for that Rugrats shit. It looks amazing. It looks amazing. It makes me even want to freaking buy the streaming service just because of it. Oh yeah, and that streaming service too, Paramount. Guess what? They also announced they're going to make a second Beavis and Butthead movie. So I was just like, yes, heck yeah. Oh yeah, and that movie, what is it? Betty Loves You. Yeah, I know. Someone you want me to review it. I'm waiting for the DVD to come out. That way I'll get it. So I'm getting paid soon, anyways. So hopefully, I see it at the mall and I grab it. If not, then I wait until like the first of the month, or the second or the third of the month, and I go back and see if it's there. I'll ask. You know, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Because I've asked movies at the mall before that they'll be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And I'm like, and then they search it up and they'd be like, "Oh, we don't have that." And it's like, you don't have anything, don't you? You don't have shit. That's why it's better to go online. That's why you're going out of business, sadly. Because I don't know. I'm just that type of person that's just like, you won't have it, but okay, fine. That's fine. That's why there's another option, you know. But going back, forgotten a lot. We got Invader Zim and Rocker's Modern Life back. You know, so that shit's awesome. And when it comes to the video games, we got SpongeBob Rehydrated, which I'm happy that I got. Remastered remake basically, and now it's well, not rumored, mainly confirmed by THQ Nordic. I'm glad THQ is at least still around, some shape or form of THQ. Hell, to be quite honest, remember when I said that I don't want no other studio to make WWE games again? If all of a sudden THQ goes like this, grabs the WWE product and makes WWE games again, to be honest, I'd be like, I'm intrigued. But without Ukes there, I'm like, I don't know. But if Ukes automatically comes back and be like, yo, THQ, you working on that? Hold on, let me help you with that. Yo, I will lose my shit. I will fangirl. Literally fangirl right there. I think anyone else in the whole world would literally scream, but at the same time they'd be like, "Let's see how the execution is." I'm like, you're right. But just seeing that, oh, that could happen would be fucking amazing, right? But again, going back, um, I even hardly going to make a sequel to Rehydrated, so that's pretty dope. And hopefully we get some Jimmy Neutron back because that show ended on a cliffhanger, and I'm just like, there was a lot of shows that ended just dramatically, like My Life as a Teenage Robot, you know. Um, and the thing is too, I think obviously they're making some games out of it too, from what I'm finding out and researching and everything like that. They're making games um out of these old properties, and that's good, and it makes sense mainly because why wouldn't you? If you know if you this is actually really good company strategy from Nickelodeon. If you know you're gonna have a streaming service and you're gonna bring the old shit back, especially the '90s shit, and they capitalized on that really fast. They did. They know they did. And Nickelodeon, to be honest, sometimes you might have skeletons in the closet when it comes to other things and some of your employees, but when it comes to this shit, yo, I've been waiting for this shit for quite a while, and the fact that you guys are fucking doing this shit is finally. And the thing is, I'm looking at Cartoon Network and what they're doing. Oh, they're fucking up. They're just fucking up. They just don't care. They just don't care. They they're not looking at the thing is, it's funny. They're not looking at Nickelodeon. They're looking at Disney Channel, and I'm just like, why? Why? Disney's doing its own shit. Literally, it's doing its own shit. Nickelodeon probably knows that. Nickelodeon probably knows. Even if they do try one time, probably they tried to compete with Disney, Disney Channel probably, but it was mostly what Cartoon Network, in my opinion. And plus, Cartoon Network was the thing is, it's funny. Nickelodeon is doing all of this stuff, bringing franchises back, making them having video games, introducing them to a new audience and everything like that, with streaming services and all that, and bringing these characters back, which is awesome. And yet, you look at Cartoon Network and you're like, they're not doing shit. For crying out loud, like, your whole Scoob movie that you guys made, that could have been something great. And I haven't seen it, but I've seen the reviews, and some people do like it, some people don't. Some people flat out just hate it. But there are some people that do like it, and I will watch it eventually. There's just other things that I'm just like, I'm just focusing on things that I actually want to watch now. So, kind of loud, Bunny Loves You is literally in my list. So, Scoob is nowhere on my list as of this point right now, of me caring. you know? It's like that. So, it's like, I don't want to make a long list so I could be like, oh god, overwhelmed and shit, but it doesn't matter. But I'm actually really happy that this is happening because look at again some of the movies that the Nickelodeon is producing now. I mean, Nickelodeon is about to do, or soon that they're about to do with the games and movies. You know, that they're about to bring these franchises back, basically. And again, going back, I hate to be repetitive, but when you see Cartoon Network, you'd be like, you guys have franchises that you could bring back because you got a streaming service, and I'm sure that they do have them there, but they're not promoting it, are they? Not like Nickelodeon is. Nickelodeon is actually fucking doing something, I guess, you know? And you could be a fan of Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. Me, I'm a fan of both. I grew up with both. For crying out loud, you know? And the thing is, I'll say this. When I was heading to teenager years, I loved more of Cartoon Network. When I was a child, I loved Nickelodeon more. As an adult, I love both. Like I like you know how people get tattoos of the characters and everything like that. I'm the same person. I want to get that shit, man. These characters shape in a way who you are because they told good stories, good characters, and they actually taught people lessons. Look at Hey Arnold. All those episodes are all tragic. I'm sorry, like Hey Arnold is just depressing in itself because it's about life, you know. And that's the only show. That's the thing. You have people that might look at Hey Arnold and be like, "Oh, it's just a kid that's living life," and you walk away from it, and I'm just like, why are you not watching at least 2 seasons of it and then come back and talk to me? Don't watch probably one episode of it and think that, oh, okay. But hey, I do that with some shows, so whatever. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know. That's just me. That's just me. Monkey see, monkey do, I guess, right? So, look at the again. Cartoon Network. Look at me right here. We could have had the Eddie and Eddie. I mean, Ed and Eddie movie. We could have had the Courage Cowardly Dog movie. We did got a Samurai Jack movie, but was that for Cartoon Network or was it for Adult Swim? You know, which one wanted it more? That's what I'm saying. You know, which one wanted it more? You see, you see, which one wanted it more? And it's sad to say that Nickelodeon would rather do live action, not Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, rather do live action shows. From what I'm hearing and researching, I'm just like, what? You, you guys are called Cartoon Network. Might as well change your fucking name to Live Action Network. Most people be like, please don't give them any ideas. But at that point, they be dead. They'd be dead as a company if they do that. They would. They'd be dead. And the thing is, your competition, in a way, in my opinion, though their competition, they're killing it. You might dislike Nickelodeon, but they're killing it with their shit. At least they're trying. At least they're actually doing something. Cartoon Network is literally just sucking their thumb and letting their shit die. Boomerang, like, if I told a little kid about Boomerang, they'd be like, what the fuck is that shit? None of these kids nowadays don't know these iconic characters. They might know the Flintstones because that's the first thing that might see. For crying out loud, it's on their cereal box. But that's the only thing. Come on, guys. It's the same thing what pisses me off said. You guys created these characters and you don't know how to use them. And I'm like, thank you. Cartoon Network has the best line of characters that they have the best line of characters than than Nickelodeon does, in my opinion. Cartoon Network has the best line of animated characters than literally fucking Nickelodeon does. And what they do with them, they don't do shit. They don't care. I'm just like, you guys have more of a roster, in my opinion, than Nickelodeon does. And you do nothing with them. You have iconic fucking characters in Boomerang and freaking Cartoon Network characters from the '90s, and you have some like from a little bit from like the modern era, you know, like again like Teen Titans and shit, and Samurai Jack, you know, like what and the whole thing about Toonami also, I mean, most people be like, oh, Toonami, it's its own thing. I like to think as Toonami as a branch between literally after Cartoon Network and literally to Adult Swim. And it's always been and it's been like that way anyways, in a way. I remember as a kid, I never did watch Adult Swim because I thought it was fucking boring as fuck. Then one day as a teenager, I watched it and holy fucking shit, I was hooked. I was hooked. I never looked back since, you know? But I don't know how Adult Swim is doing right now. They could be doing good. They be good doing shit. I don't know. I'm just paying attention to Nickelodeon. I mean, not Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, and Nickelodeon because I grew up with both of them. Because one day I did tell myself because I wasn't paying attention to none of them at one point, and I was like, "What are they doing? What are they doing? Holy shit! I'm an adult and I don't know what the fuck these guys are doing anymore. I know what the fuck Disney's doing." And I know what gaming is doing, like gaming franchises and gaming companies and shit, but I don't know what the fuck these guys are doing. So I look and I'm finding out all this shit, and I'm like, one is killing it, and the other one is just like, nah, we don't care. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? You're doing things that you think that you're gonna do good at, but you guys are a Cartoon Network. Make cartoons. Bring back old franchises. Look at again. Look at your competition. Well, you're lucky you're not. It is in competition. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Some people think it might be a branch like, oh, after you grow up a certain age you watch like it's almost like, oh, you watch Nick Jr. Then you at a certain age you watch Nickelodeon, then at a certain age you watch Cartoon Network, and it's like I guess, but I never thought of it that way. Sometimes I did when I was growing up, but at the same time I still watched it back to back because I loved both of them. They both were giving me shit that I enjoyed, you know. One was a little bit more mature, and the other one was still having fun of being imaginative and creative, but still telling you, hey, maybe you shouldn't do these things, or maybe this is right, or something, teaching you from right from wrong, basically. I'm not saying that's, look, most people be like, oh, shouldn't your parents teach you that and shit? Yeah, no shit. And most people will be like, aren't you that type of person to be like, oh, TV shows should not teach your kid and shit? No shit. But I'm talking about a good show, you know, when a good show tells the viewer that, hey, you're not dumb for watching this. You're actually smart and intelligent, and I'm going to tell you some of this stuff, and you're going to be like, wow, yo, I'm intrigued. I'm invested. You know, I don't know, man. That's just me. And that's something that Cartoon Network is not doing, man. Wasn't there going to be a Dexter's Laboratory movie? There's some movies that I've been dying to have come out from Cartoon Network that never happened. I've been making fun of when I was a kid a live action version of Ed, Ed and Eddie, which I'm just like looking back at it now. I'm like, no, just make that animated, please, and don't make it CGI animation. Please don't. We don't want to see the Eds in 3D. I'm sorry. Do you? With the shaped mouths and everything like that? Look at the PS2 game. Yeah, tell me that's not fucking horrifying and shit. And what you did to the Powerpuff Girls, I made a video on that in my other channel. I literally cried in that other channel. Why? Because you took something that was literally amazing and you made it into a sexual type of thing that's fucking disgusting. And don't say it wasn't. You had fucking Powerpuff Girls talking, you fucking disgusting motherfucker. And what age are the Powerpuff Girls again? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. No, 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 no. Thank you. No, no. It shows your priorities. If there was an audience, you would hear loud "ooh," because that's all I heard. I didn't even hear you. That's all I heard, because that's literally your priority on Cartoon Network. I do not want to shit on this company, but there's so many like Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon's the same way. They've had history of shit like that. For crying out loud, the guy that made Red and Snippy, the creator, from what I found out, correct me if I'm wrong, but I found out that he was a fucking pedophile. Hmm, hmm, hmm. And I love, 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 love Red and Stimpy. Some of the humor that I get was from that show. I'm sorry, maybe that's why. Maybe that's why some people think I'm fucking yeah. You know, most people be like, huh? You know what? That does make sense now. I guess so. You idiot. Oh, maybe that's how I got that. You know, but it's and yes, that there was an adult one on Spike, which I accidentally watched, and I because I was watching Spike one day, and because I think there was TNA wrestling, I just wanted to watch it one day, and then that happened, and I'm just like, what am I watching? And I literally looked at it. I'm like, because literally I went to the bathroom, came back, and that was showing on, and I'm just like, am I watching Nickelodeon? I didn't put cartoon. I didn't put Nickelodeon, and they're showing Red and Stimpy mad late. Holy shit! Like, why is no one not saying this? Basically, and I'm looking at it, and it says Spike, and I'm like, then all of a sudden I see some sexual shit on my screen, and I'm like, oh, um, my childhood, basically. You know, some people always make fun of Patrick and SpongeBob being a thing, which most likely they are. And that wasn't and the thing is, even when I was a kid, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. But if you tell me Red and Snippy, I would have been like, nah, nah, no, no, fuck you. You know? But looking back, it's like, it makes sense. It's almost like Bert and Ernie. You had those characters. You did. Most people be like, they didn't really have to be an item, guys. Most likely they were roommates. And I'm like, well, yeah, of course. But now, you know how everyone is nowadays. Oh, they were gay for each other. They probably weren't, guys. But hey, who knows? Maybe they weren't. But who gives a fuck? You know, I don't give a fuck. But, you know, some people are like, oh, and I'm like, I don't know. So, at the end of the day, what do you guys think about the direction that these two companies are doing? I'll give my thoughts on both of them, and at least from what I'm thinking right now. And these companies used to butt heads so much, and when they did, it was magic. It was. They made quality shit, man. I'm tearing up right now just because of that shit. And you and I know, if you're a 90s baby, alright, you will know that shit, man. You will know that shit. Like, and then some of these shows really don't have a DVD physical release. Some of them have it on VHSs, but they are expensive now. And I'm just like, fuck you. Fuck you. Have you ever tried to find the like old VHSs of Nickelodeon, the ones that are like orange? Yeah. Those shits are rare now. And they are expensive. From hey, you know what? Maybe I should check right now. Maybe it's not expensive. Maybe it's cheap as fuck. But don't tell me an orange video case is not cheap. Because if I had that, and in a way, I think I do have one. Yeah, the nickel. Hold on. I got you guys right now. Hold on. Let me pause this. Okay, so before this video ends, here it is. Gargats in Paris. Some people might not like this movie. I actually like it. I'm sorry. I really do like it. Some people don't like Kimmy because she's annoying, but I never thought that to begin with. For crying out loud, you got a fucking awesome homage to a Godzilla. You mean to tell me this movie shit? Looks like it was having fun, in my opinion. You know? And the whole thing with Chucky's mom, really? You gonna talk shit about that? You really gonna talk shit about that? It's funny. I have this movie, but not the original Rugrats movie. Which, to be honest, I'd rather skip that movie and go to this movie because I just like it better. I'm sorry, I like this movie better. Crucify me, I guess, but I like this movie better. And not to say I hate the original. I love the original, but this one speaks to me more. Why? Mainly because it has a kaiju fight, and mainly because I was a big fan of Reptile when I was a kid. I'm still a big fan of Reptile, mainly because he's the homage of Godzilla. So, sorry. Sorry. Anything with kaiju in it, ding, 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 and immediately I'm gonna put that ranking 5 stars. The movie could be total shit. Hey, there's gonna be a monster battle. Show me that. And if it's fucking epic, I'm gonna be like, the movie, 10 out of 10. No, the movie, the movie's the characters could be better, but hey, unless the monster battles are fucking amazing, you know. And this one's in the fight here with with what was it, the snare and reptar and shit. I don't mind it. I liked it. And this had somebody's name on it, and I don't know whose name's on it. And look at this, guys. This is old school as it gets. Look at this. This is old as fuck, man. And no, I did not have this as a kid. My grandmother had this, and somehow I grabbed it. Hmm. Or there was a whole bunch of movies that my mom got. Look at this. This right here, man. Look at that. Look at that Paramount logo right there too, man. I'm telling you, these guys been working with each other for years. For years, man. Look at this from 2000. Look at that. I just want to plug this movie in right now and just watch it, just to have that authentic feel. And I have a VHS right there. You know what? I might just do that one day. You know what? Yeah, it's better to go just down to memory lane and all that and pick this up. I mean, for crying out loud, we live in apocalypse now, guys. Most people are like, don't say that. I'm like, we do. For crying out loud, looking, we do. Uh, welcome to Ready Player One, guys. Seriously, welcome to Ready Player One. But I'm sorry, I'm mumbling here, and I apologize. I do have a Cartoon Network movie, but it's not like '90s. It's what is it? The regular show movie. So I do enjoy it a lot, but and I keep saying I apologize. I don't know what to talk about anymore because when I look at this cover, I just remember everything that I used to love as a kid, man. Like these are the logos for your childhood, literally. Like just show someone this and they'd be like, oh yeah, they know, you know. So and it's amazing too that there's a snare right here, like it's almost like they're hinting that there will be a fight, basically. And then you got Reptile in the back too. Little hints like that. They're not even telling you there's a kaiju fight in this movie at all. You would think they will promote that shit or put that in the back of the cover or something or in the front of the cover because that's how movies are usually. And other people might be like, oh, I want to see that, but that's like at the end and something like that, and people will be like, what the fuck? But some movies would do that. Other executives would do that. Me, I would have done that too, to be quite honest, even though most people are like, that was like at the end of the movie and shit, and it was short. I still would have done it. Why? Because it would look badass on the fucking cover. Imagine the snail here and the fucking reptile here and shit. The robots and shit. That would be fucking awesome. This movie, man. This movie. And fucking Spike gets a girlfriend. I mean, come on, man. Like, this is why these characters in these franchises came back Because look at the way I felt. Look at the way I'm freaking reacting right now. Cartoon Network, you're fucked. Like, you're not capitalizing on this, man. Do you care as of right now? I know some companies are shutting down, man. I know. And maybe you don't give a fuck. But at least try. There's people here that really don't like um Nickelodeon just because it's just, a little bit more childish than what they really want. And that's fine. That's fine. But your hardcore fan base, you're not pleasing them. Some people that have grown up have looked back at your product and they're like, what are you doing right now, man? You were awesome. And yes, at one point, Nickelodeon was fumbling too. But now they're getting back on their feet. And I'm looking at it like, see, this is the Nickelodeon I know and I remember doing shit, being creative, knowing who the fuck they are. You know, they might stumble and fuck up and might have some skeletons in the closet that might pull out and you'll be like, oh shit, Snyder. I had to say it. I had to. I had to. Because there's more of them in there, right? I hope you guys know that, right? There's probably like at least, I don't know. Because the people that he was working with, yeah, they were too. There's probably like two more in there somewhere that Nick is still keeping. Oh, you think you left off the hook because I said that? No. No, Nick. Never. Alright. So, that's really it, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And do you have any Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon movies? Do you have, just by accident or just because you've been having it since you were a child and stuff? I actually like this cover. Has all the freaking kids in the cover and everything like that. And look at this, like, all of this screams like 90s and 2000s and stuff, and it gets me giddy. It does. It always gets me giddy every time I see it. It just makes me want to plug this in and rewatch it all over again. Like, it's just good. It's really good, and it's really fun to feel that way. And that's what Nickelodeon has done. And Cartoon Network is just like, I know I'm repeating myself here, but it has to be said like probably a million times because look at them. Look at them. They're fumbling. They're beating their company. Basically, this is the horse, right? The company's the hammer. No, the company is the horse, and they have a hammer, and they're beating it to death. They're just beating it and beating it and beating it and beating it and beating it. And I'm just like, what are you doing? The horse was not even to be quite honest. Once you hit the horse the first time, that's it. It was gone. Now you're doing it the second time. It's like, and I'm like, just end it right now. But you suck at killing it. That you're just like, and it's still glitching out and shit. And I'm twitching and fucking seizuring and shit. And I'm just like, oh god, like, give me a fucking gun, man. Because apparently apparently a hammer is not going to do a justice for you. This, man, I don't know, man. Like, I'm sorry being silent here because when I look at that, it just disappoints me. It does. It disappoints me. What could you guys be doing right now instead of you guys just being lazy and shit? And to be honest, Warner Brothers should be trying to doing something too. But right now, they're just paying attention to their movies and shit, which is sad. Which is sad because they know that once they turn back to Cartoon Network and they'd be like, "Oh shit, we haven't done anything with this network," they would realize that, oh, it's not profitable anymore. They will have to literally shut it down. And then it'll just be what? Disney and Nickelodeon? Which we don't want to see that. Not to say Cartoon Network will be dead because again you have was a I said Paramount Plus. You have HBO Max that has basically all of them there, like all the classics. They should have them there. If I correct me if I'm wrong, you know. But that's it. That's it. Tell me what you guys think down below. Are you looking forward to some of these shows that these companies are about to do? And do you think there's hope for at least um Cartoon Network? You think they will finally look at Nickelodeon and be like, you know what? Yeah, they actually are in a way our competition and our rivalry, and we can have a friendly rivalry. And look what they're doing, and we probably could do something similar, but make it 10 times better. And and Nickelodeon will see that and be like, oh, okay, yeah, you finally got your balls back, you know, and and then they can keep doing what they're doing because usually Nickelodeon, when they do their competition with Cartoon Network all the time, they usually be like, okay, you're doing this, now I'm doing this. You know, they do their own things instead of copying each other. You know, sometimes they do. I've noticed, but it's not like a huge thing. It's not like what WWE and Impact does, or WWE and TNA. I mean, you know, but who knows? Maybe they have before. Have they paid? Have they stabbed? Like, have they smacked each other in the face before with references of like, "Ha, jabbed you, ha, jabbed you"? Yeah, they have. Even Disney has jabbed both of the companies before. Kind of out in one of the Phineas and Ferb episodes. Um, Phineas grabs a starfish and a fucking sponge, and they literally look like SpongeBob and Patrick. And he's like, "All right, I'm going." He's like, "Hey, look, I found a sponge and a fish. That's stupid. I can't do anything with these." And I'm just like, yo, fucking shade. And Disney can do it because they've been around forever. They've been around forever. They've been around forever. But technically, Nickelodeon has been around forever too. Because if you really think about it, Nickelodeon, the name Nickelodeon, really harkens back to old cartoons that you literally have to like put a coin in and look at it. And guess what? Some of those were not cartoons. Some of them were porn. Yep. Yep. Those were called Nickelodeon back in the day. I'm not fucking playing with you. That's what they were called. Some of them, at least, not all of them. They were still cartoons, but some of them were porn. It was like, oh, damn. Uh, don't you just love it? But I'll see you guys later. Tell me what you guys think down below.